Rhea said, "We came back from spring break and school was canceled for a week. I was so happy, but I was also upset. How would I do well in school if I wasn't in school? So I woke up every morning and plotted out hours of work for my school day." To say that the Apostle Paul was an ambitious missionary would be a serious understatement. Paul was a missionary, but he was also a fundraiser and a church planter, a trainer of other leaders, and a writer, and so much more. The accounts of Paul's escapades describe relentless forward motion. He and his comrades tracked land and sea, sharing the good news at a pace both exhausting and exhilarating. Once, Paul preached to midnight. If Paul was a pro quarterback instead of a missionary, he would have won the Super Bowl every season. To say that Rhea is an ambitious high school student would be a serious understatement. Well, she said there was Fellowship of Christian Athletes before school, and then 2 nights a week, Boys and Girls Club to volunteer, and then I would eat supper in the car because 4 nights a week I had play practice from 5 until 9. And then she adds, I was on the academic team with weekend tournaments and cross-country training several nights a week. I was drum major, she added, and I was competing for top of my class. And honestly, a lot of my time went to church, youth activities, singing, leading singing. I loved it all so much. She said, it's hard to notice you're drowning when you love it all so much. It was so much fun. But there were so many conflicts, and I was always pressed for time. There was never time to eat or commute or do homework. And then I would pass out on my bed. And then coronavirus came, and I saw we weren't going back to school, and I binged on rest. It's like my body said, rest now while you can. I have a lot of guilt and shame about my time management. I binged on a lot of empty activities like too much Netflix. I guess I overshot my body's limits before the coronavirus outbreak, and now my body was trying to overcompensate with rest. I guess I'm trying to find the equilibrium. Rhea, I said, your wide open nature and then jolting halt reminds me a little bit of the Apostle Paul in the Bible. Imagine what it was like for him to go from globetrotting missionary to prison. Wow, she said, I never thought about it that way. It's a little emotional for me, thinking what that was like for him. It's jolting in a good way. It's kind of funny, she said. In cross country, if you run too fast at the beginning, you can't win. I've learned to set a pace in cross country and to run at that pace for a long time. But she said, in the rest of my life, I was always sprinting. Now, she said, I'm finding a balance. There's walking, jogging, appreciating every part of movement. I'm learning to be okay with resting. I'm done taking advantage of rest, she said. I'm finding a pace, that's it. I'm pacing myself. Going forward, I know I will be involved again. I love it so much, but I'm going to learn to pass on things, to share things. to let things go. There's a lesson for me in coronavirus, she said, and I don't want to waste that lesson. To his friends in Philippi, Paul wrote, I have learned to be content, whatever the circumstance. I have learned the secret of being content in any and every situation. Paul wrote those words from Rome while incarcerated. I'm Elaine, and I'm looking for loose change.